when you're making cheesecake, especially a New York Baked Cheesecake, it's always best to make it the day before you need it. It needs to go in the oven for an hour to cook, and then you need to turn the oven off, leave the door slightly ajar, and leave the cheesecake in the oven for a good 6 hours to stop it from cracking. If you take it out straight away and put it in the fridge, the top of it will crack and it won't look as good. So leave it overnight in the oven, and then take it out, pop it in the fridge for a few hours to cool. It's always best to make it the day before you need it. Okay, so I'm going to make a New York Baked Cheesecake. So I'll pop that there so you can see what I'm doing instead of watching me. Okay, we're preheating the oven to gas mark 4. I've got my little freezer bag because we're going to make the base first. So you want approximately 15 plain digestive biscuits. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Take the bit off so I can't open it. Okay, right, so let's start again. It's sticking to my finger. Go away! Get it off me. Right, okay, approximately 15 digestives, which are also called graham crackers in America. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's about 2/3 of a pack. Pop them into a freezer bag and get out all the air. And then I always pop them then into the second freeze bag so that I don't make a mess. Ooh. Okay. Then we get, where's my rolling pin? I want to bash these to make them into crumbs. You can buy these ready-made. I think they're about £2.50, whereas that entire packet of digestives cost me 31 pence, I think it was. So it's just so much cheaper. Okay. Let's empty these into a mixing bowl. All my rubbish together. Keep it tidy. And you want some butter. So I'm going to pop just under 1/4 cup of butter. Just double check my recipe book on my phone. Just make sure it's enough. Yep, 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm going to pop a bit more than that in there. So make sure you've got 2 tablespoons of butter. This is my recipe, but I have written it down. I put a note of it on my phone in my little recipe book so that I knew what to buy from the shop when I was shopping earlier. Okay. So we want to melt this butter. So I generally put it in my metal cup and pop it onto the hob. On a really low heat, and just wait for that for a second. We're going to mix it into these crumbs. In the meantime, I got my pan, my cheesecake pan, which has a loose bottom on this kind. You can get a springform pan if you like. And I've also got an oven tray. So I'm going to rest that in my tray, and I do that just in case anything spills out. I might need to, this is obviously enlarging as it's melting, so let's pop it into there a sec. Okay. Let's just turn this up so it melts a bit quicker. Obviously, if you're using margarine as opposed to butter, margarine has a higher water content than what butter does. Butter is just pure cream mixed with some salt, whereas margarine has loads of different ingredients, including loads of water, so you're going to need less of it if you're using margarine. So I'm going to use my other recipe book and make this one. So that's just melting away. So you give it a bit of a stir, so to encourage the bit that's not melted. This is quite, because the butter's quite hot, so this should melt quite quickly. You can melt butter in the microwave if you have a microwave. I don't have a microwave, so don't use one. Obviously, if you're using a microwave, don't put it in a metal container. That's hot. Not having a good day today. Right, okay, so pour your melted butter. Don't burn yourself, because you just look like a gimp, especially when you're recording yourself. Into biscuit crumbs. You might find that you need a little bit more. Hoping not to, hoping this should be fine. You just want to wet all the crumbs so that they stick together when you press them into a base. If you make them too wet, then your cheesecake will be really greasy and gross at the bottom. And if you make it too dry, they won't stick together. So let's just leave that there a second. What we're going to do now is grease our pan. I'm just going to move a few bits that way so you can see what's on. Okay, so I've got my oil. Put about half a tablespoon of oil into your pan. And use a pastry brush or a piece of kitchen roll or something, just to make sure you get all around the edges, all in the corners, where the base meets the side. All over so it doesn't stick. Okay. We're going to put the biscuit crumbs into the base. Okay, let's spread it all over, and then I find it's easier so if you press it down. You can't see what I'm doing, sorry. Press it down with the back of a dessert spoon. Okay, so that's all pressed into your tin. You want it to be tightly packed in, so it will cook together and form the base of your cheesecake. Okay, pop that to one side for a moment. Wooden spoon over it. Okay, so now what we do, got 2 packs of cream cheese. A little rubbish there. plain cream cheese, please don't buy the one with chives or garlic in it, because you'll just have the most bizarre tasting cheesecake ever. So empty cheese into there. You can put up to 4 of these packs of cream cheese in, cheese spread, whatever you want to call it. I usually stick with 2 because I don't find any difference in taste or texture from using just 2. But if you use 4, like most internet recipes say, that is completely up to you. Okay, so next we want to do 1.5 cups of white sugar. I'm using caster sugar because it's finer than granulated sugar that you have in your tea. So it's 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. 3/4 of a cup of milk. You can use whole milk, semi-skimmed, or skimmed, it's up to you. I'm using semi at the moment. I'm going to use 1 cup of sour cream. This gives it a really nice flavour. I really prefer using sour cream to the extra milk because it just tastes so much better. Press that, sorry. Use any brand of sour cream that you want. Okay, so next 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Oops. It's always important to use a cheese that you like, because if you use a brand that you don't like, you will be able to taste it. I'm going to give this a little bit of use this one actually. A little bit of a stir together. As you can see, it's very, very sloppy. Don't worry about that, it will be fine. I'm going to add some flour in a minute and also some eggs. I just want it to give it a bit of a stir. Okay, so we're going to use 1/4 of a cup of plain flour. Because we don't want it rising like a cake. And I want to use 4 eggs. Beat the eggs beforehand if you wish. I find it just as easy to put them straight into the mixture. Okay, just wash my hands because I've got egg on me. And give it a nice stir. What we want to do is mix it all in together so we get a nice creamy batter. No lumps, no chunks of egg, nothing that looks looks a bit suspect floating on the top. Just keep stirring, make it nice, thick. A lovely golden colour from those egg yolks. Lovely and creamy. You can do this with a whisk if you wish instead. You can do it with a food processor if you have one. I am using free-range organic eggs, so mine has gone a lovely golden yellow colour from the egg yolk. You will notice if you use battery eggs, the yolk isn't as yellow. I don't know why that is. There probably is a reason. This is a lovely creamy colour now. I'm just going to use a whisk. Just go right into this, those lumps of cheese that are in. It's lovely and thick, really nice. This into your prepared crust that you've made. Should go right up to near the top. Oh, this kind of cheesecake is so nice. Well, I just need to double check my timings on my recipe to see how long it needs to go in the oven for. We need to bake this in our oven for 1 hour on quite a low shelf. Not the bottom shelf, probably the second shelf up. So I'm just going to set my timer for 1 hour. I will see you in 1 hour. Okay, so it's been an hour and the beeper's currently going off. So we're just going to go and check it and have a quick look. Yep. Okay, the top's brown around the edges and it's mostly white in the middle. So we're going to leave it in for 5 more minutes. So just 5 more minutes, okay? Okay, so it's been another 5 more minutes and I've just checked and it looks perfect. So I've turned the heat off, left the oven door closed, and I'm now going to leave this for the next 5 or 6 hours. It needs that time to set and just to stay warm and to not crack on top. If you take it out and let it cool on the side, it will crack on the top and it won't look anywhere near as good. So I'll see you in about 5 to 6 hours. Okay, so the cheesecake's out of the oven and it's chilled. So now is the moment of truth. Let's see. Hopefully. Yay! There you go. One cheesecake. Ready to serve. I'm going to pop that back in here. You can top that with berries if you want, chocolate sauce, anything like that, or you can just have it plain how it is. Just make sure to keep it in the fridge, keep it cold at all times, and use it within 3 days. It is also suitable for freezing, so just portion it up, wrap it individually, and pop it in the freezer. So enjoy.